InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you once again, my energetic beings, and holla. Welcome to a Freaky Friday and also Earth Day, but welcome back to today's Daily Snippet. I am your host, a practicing holistic medium and subtle energetic surgeon. So my intention really is to use the power of the indigenous technologies, our original divine blueprint, to navigate our soul's harmonic through the realms of the elementals, the elemental highway, into the imaginal realm, the subtle energies, elements, and elemental beings, with offerings, rituals, and prescriptions to add to your own personal juice, your container. But my goal is truly to merge the wisdom of these indigenous technologies with the subtle realms into the etheric highway, to assist you into navigating your prime directive, your inner genius, just reintroducing you to the magical being that I believe resides within each and every one of us. And I call myself a holistic Sha medium, a merging of shamanism and mediumship. My name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. So the frequency of the last 24 hours was like a supernova, right? So this morning I woke up and it was like, oh yes, we are all our own supernovas. But a supernova, if you do not know, is a star that we are, that suddenly increases in the brightness because of this catastrophic explosion that ejects most of its mass to the great void, which isn't a void at all if you tuned into yesterday's show. So my hope was that your heart lit up like a supernova, so you too can shift the vibrational frequency of your own inner self-worth and your values. So we come from this frequency of the supernova that we are to the waves of our soul, the soul's waves, or the frequency of our soul's waves in the season of Taurus. And we are bringing down to the earth plane, what our supernova star wishes to manifest. So each season in the cycle of the year, it brings in the new juice to our own personal chalice, our own personal streams. But with the moon online, along with our sacral energetic center, we have the power of the threes, the essence of spirit, the essence of our own guardian, the Holy Ghost, if you will, or our form from energy to matter, taking a solid shape. So today is the sensing of those feelings of how we feel about our own personal streams within the container of worth and value to ourselves. So it's self-worth or self-value. So it's the aspects in this arena we'll be feeling the ones in those personal streams, those threads, streams, threads, kind of the same thing, that need more time and energy invested. It's like we're stitching up our own seams in a way. It's like investing in our own personal love story to manifest the love of our life too. I almost said Leo. Leo is the sun. Leo is the aspect of love. We all have Leo. We all have a sun. We all have a fifth house, but it's all how our own personal love streams play out. So just know that on a day like today, any feelings that are low vibe, low frequency, they're in desperate need of love in the chalice, so the light of positivity can shift in our own personal streams. When we invest in our soul's harmonic, which is an energetic center up above our head, clear up here, but our personal love channel to light up with positive aspects about ourselves. So we can light up our heart channel and literally change the world, our inner world, our outer world, and the whole juice of it. Just syncing that resonance field, raising our vibration of self-worth, value, abundance in those personal streams of our own personal vibration, attracting the frequency that we are frequenting in our heart's desires in that personal chalice. So emotions may be tested, but it's a growth period. Triggers are growth periods. And because, ding, ding, ding. Oh, there I am. Triggers are growth periods. So check out the Energy Body Demystified. I have it for this season only for $666 from the $999. And just know that you are worth it. You are blessed. You are an asset. You are your best asset. And isn't it time to put your best asset forward? The sky really is the limit, and choose the one thing that you wish to bring to life during this season. So the moon in the season of Capricorn, those are our emotions. They are feeling those threadings. So don't really commit, just feel the commitments and those after threadings. And also, if you're listening, Kimberly, woo, Yesterday, you subscribed, and thanks for the love. All the subscribers, actually. Thank you so much. It's magnetic, right? Thanks for commenting, liking, and sharing. But I have a message for you today. And also, if you're just new and tuning in, if you'd like a message for your day, simply like, comment, or share the juice, and I will set the stage for you as well. And also, if you haven't already, and I hope you have, please do subscribe to my channel. Be kind in doing so. Tanya D, go ahead and hit the bell button so you are notified. And also, if you don't mind liking the videos, so the algorithm shares and echoes me out to other like-minded musers, whether on YouTube or any other social channel, Instagram, TikTok, my Musing with Tanya D podcast, which is super juicy. But if you wish to dive deeper, head on over to my Musing corridor where I have offerings to guide you. And like I shared, which I should have been highlighting all season, the Energy Body Demystified, the link is in the show notes, along with a coupon code, which does expire. It's a 333 savings at club.tanyad.tv. You'll notice all my stuff is all about pricings of angel numbers and codings, the algorithms. But I am your holistic shaman medium. I'm an assistant. You are truly your own healer, but sometimes we need a shamanic otherworldly coach to see beyond the beyond, sharing insight into that otherworldly perspective. So wherever you are in your soul's journey, I will for sure meet you there. And this weekend, I have Voices of the Other World. That container, it's all about offerings, prescriptions, rituals, and so much more. So I will see you on the other side for that as well. And if you are new, I would recommend first uncovering Secrets of the Otherworld and then adding Voices of the Otherworld to your cosmic library. Both are in the corridor of my Musing Club at club.tanyad.tv. And also coming soon, I'm super excited about, is Rising of the Origin, our original cell, being that we are all part of this galactic Big Bang star that we are, a sacred circle community, kind of a membership or apprenticeship kind of corridor. I'm still kind of energetically mapping that all out. But I can't talk as fast as I feel and I sense. So it really is a thing, a channeler, a channeling. But with the frequency of the day, I mean, who doesn't love the fae, the beings in the unseen? But I have a new little corridor here. Ding, ding, ding. There we are. The Muse. So I felt as if it was what my heart needed, as I am a muse and all things musing. So bear with me with these ones. But first up, I just noticed I grabbed the wrong card. Don't look at that. First up, there we go. The Night of Inspiration, lighting up our inner hearts and sparking those threads. So this is spontaneous creation. It's inspiration. It's taking a risk. It's just a bounty, right? I bet that is what the sun looks up outside vibrating, right? Fireworks. Charging ahead, following our dreams. It's like the racehorse having a fast output. Obviously, it's action, it's enthusiasm, this galloping pulse that gets things done. Being that it's this magnetic symphony, we've got fireworks, flying flames. So this night of inspiration is always seeking the thrill of it all, the joy, the happy tears, the adrenaline rush, galloping towards adventure, the path that's most exhilarating, and really listening to the pitter-patter of the rain. It's actually raining here. The call of the wind, the grains of the sand under the hooves. I don't know if you've ever rode a horse, but I grew up with horses. It's just like shaking their wild mane, roaring, this giant otherworldly flame. So all of these elements are just wonderful, right? So that's what we are all musing about, the elementals. But I wouldn't give this up, actually. Hang on one second. Whew. So I wouldn't give this all up. The flame, the inspiration for the world, right? This fire, this passion, this purpose. So this love ignites the sky, sets the symphony of fire, our own personal symphony on fire, with both enthusiasm and passion, charging ahead, being determined, somewhat wild, kind of like my hair today. But she's inviting us to run with her, to be ready to take charge and change the world. But there is darkness, the tiniest spark, and we all know we can nurture this flame there in the heart of the womb, the art, who is a muse with breathing our name, the name of our breath name, our otherworldly name, just connecting with our own personal guardian, our gatekeeper, an angelic being we can call on the other world at will. So it's just somewhere down the flow where we stopped. Flowing, right? So flowing, the night of inspiration, we have in the flow, let me see if I can make this correct this time. There we go. This was the card I did first, but it's the 5 of emotions. It's emoting. So emotions are necessary, right? And 5 is our mind. So being mindful of our feelings. We are in a feeling day, and the nights are manifestors. This was a manifesting night. Fire, inspiration of fire. In the manifestation, our heart is on fire. It's our golden sun, manifesting our net worth throughout our soul's harmonic. But the 5 of emotions is feeling kind of chilly, looking like ice. And the 5 of emotions knows that we have kind of drifted away from our core of our emotions once more. That's when we grow cold, we become hard, we become distant. And she knows that there is work to be done in order for us to find our heart again. So it's just so easy to feel numb and sterile, and just knowing that underneath it all, we miss that tender aching for joy of our own hearts, feeling it for all of us. She's feeling it, all the hurt, all the sadness, all the grief, but all the love, laughter, and the helplessness too. So she is holding onto the ice for us, warming it with empathy, the empathy of sunshine, the sacral center. She's melting it into drops of tears, if you will. And she's asking us to open our heart as a vast ocean is going to overflow with all the things that we need to feel so that we can smile brightly once more. Processing, it's also a process, right? It's always a process. So feel into the feelings so that you can heal them. Sometimes we fear so much the love that we feel because we're unfamiliar with it, right? So we feel so much that it blocks sadness, joy, and love feels too real. So we lock it inside of a box. So we're processing the sadness or the grief and getting stuck in the negative patterns of emotions, not seeing the way out, possibly crying over spilled milk, learned helplessness, maybe even becoming enamored of the shadows. But it's time to find new ways, new hope, new ways, right? The moon is in Capricorn, and this is kind of an icy moon, isn't it? So that's kind of what this feels like. At the end degree, so our emotions give time and space to our feelings, feeling them and validating them. So from our mindfulness of what we feel and manifesting in our heart's cauldron, we now have, you can't make the shift up, we now have the 6 of voices, which is opening us up to receive the messages, the voice. So this is transitions. This is help coming from unexpected places or quiet movement, successful expansion after a period of difficulty, crossing the threshold, changing and realigning. So we've covered the distance. We've come a long way in the hands of our own inner muse after coming from the 5 of emotions where we feel like our life force may have been stolen. So we can see that she's standing on the edge of her sanity, right? She's not knowing how to go any further, but knowing that she needs to cross to the other side. She's at a crossroads. But she's also looking up at the heavens, and she's sending out a silent prayer for help. That prayer is actually answered by the lightness that she hasn't felt for a very long time. So the muse of difficult transitions is lending this helping hand to those who seek solace, a passage to new states of being living and loving. Sometimes the way across the river is unclear and it is muddy. And in these times, the muse is going to ask us to be open to receiving help from wonderfully unexpected otherworldly places and just trusting that serendipity is going to find us. Look for kind gestures of beauty. Keep seeking the bright waters over the horizon of tomorrow as these take root and stir into the insides of our soul. That's where we're going to be moved in all the directions of the small miracles, which I believe in miracles. Yet, forward, she's crossing this passage of silence, having some lack laughter, if you will. I was going to say luster, kind of the same thing, without mentions. pervasive steeping, kind of like tea, inner quietness, like peace, helped by kind intentions inside of us. So this really is lighting our inner fire, warming up that restricted moon, feeling our emotions, but being mindful of them, and seeking the threads of the voices of the other world. So super juicy there. Now, if you're tuning in there, Kimberly, I have a message for you, and I do hope you are tuning in. But look at that, you little queen. You get the Empress. Ooh la la. The three is what our heart believes. When we believe our heart, the queen and the chalice, then we know where this queen belongs. And look at that golden light just radiating from that heart center. That is the supernova, and all the planets just cascading there, right? And also the streams. They're streaming, and I think planets stream too. But the Empress herself, this is like a nurturing energy. It's mothering love from the universe, the galactic universe, God universe, Gaia, the divine female. It's fertility, healing, self-love, being compassionate, creating a path that is healing for ourselves and also for the other. Fruit from the creator. So this is a message, fruit from the creator, the blossoming fruit. So it's just dripping with creation coming to the earth plane. So the Empress is strolling along gracefully in the garden of ideas. She is the juice. She whistles tones of sacred geometry, spiraling in her voice, and we did have the voice online today, into beautiful new patterns and also timelines. Seeds sparkling and plants begin to shoot from somewhere across the distance. It is Earth Day. So she's hearing the voice of singing children who are dancing their futures. If you've ever listened to me talk about the Fae, dancing the futures into life, smiling. So she's pulling her hood back off of her face, just showering the rays there, the past, with new energy, that golden sun right in the center, right, heart-centered, that supernova. So the planets, the worlds, lives, love, spiraling out to you auspiciously from her star seed core. So they're spiraling out to you as well, right? So you can access this ancient creator wisdom energy, birth your creations from your most readily available source, which is love, right? Connected, personal streams of love. The most readily available resource really is love. So you are too made of some fairy dust, as we all are, shaped from all the elements that originated, the rising of the origin from deep within that Big Bang heart. So I would use this musing to bring your most exquisite visions into being, into light. Her golden seeds are, after all, everywhere. They are the bounty, they are the juice. Or possibly, what did you think those seeds were? Lemons? Just musing. But it's perfect. It's a perfect day to create lemonade, right? Or go fishing. So it's like all the creative, all the dreams, they're bubbling in these musings from the earth plane, life full of creation, flowing from the seams, spilling and brewing birth, right? So it's like, are you birthing something new? Is it starting to come out of you, this new birth of something new? I feel super juicy. And then on the elemental highway, we have a Yin Wood Snake of a day. The grasses of the earth. Yang wood is the forest, where yin wood is the covering of the soil. But the snakes have those mesmerizing eyes. The snake in Jungle Book, right? That's what the snake day always reminds me of. But our day is firmly rooted. The dragon contains the earth and the water elements. Not super solid, but we do have root. And yin water is needed to provide moisture. Shouldn't be too abundant though, right? And yang fire, the sun, provides the warmth, keeping the water under control. But if water's too strong, our dragon is needed to control the yin earth. It's not really going to help. It's going to create a mudslide, actually. But a decent amount of metal, yang metal, is needed. The voices and the messages, metal, using our voice. So this is an elegant and also a resilient plant. Sophisticated, charming, characterized by the soft wood, things like creeping vines, flowers, planting. So these people, Yin Wood, the day master of our day, they're the people that we can count on. They act accordingly. They do things that They have an etiquette and a knowledge and a refinement in how they do things. They're gifted with skills. They can diffuse arguments. They have this acumen for diplomacy, if you will, law. And they also give in to demands, however, of others very easily. And they are open to making compromises to actually keep the peace. So they are really similar to vines. The way a vine finds its way to continue creeping through the stones. So these people adapt to changes within their environment. So they can sometimes be devious when needed to be. But there are also instances when they're willing to be overly accommodating to the other, and they don't seem to control their own mind, their own visions. They're very innately social. They become more confident about the choices they make when their friends are in alignment and agreement with them. And their imagination can really mess up their thoughts, their thinking. But having people around them to keep them on track, kind of like trimming the garden, the grass, helps them a lot. So they need their opinions validated. So it's very important for them. They thrive on appreciation and praise. They're doing great. So when they're recognized, they literally feel more confident. So this is confidence. But this could also ruin them because criticism is that confidence downer, the other side of the coin. So even though they crave attention, they crave the spotlight, their efforts sometimes are harmless, but the juvenile antics can also become worse. So this confidence actually kind of fluctuates depending on the attention they get. Is it a positive attention or negative? So they find it hard to say no to peer pressure. They can go down the rabbit hole. But our day is solid, should be prosperous, because like plants, yang wood needs the sun, fire, yang fire, the snake, which we do have, and yin water, the rain. We do have the ocean, but that'll work. Balanced development within the corridor. But they have this interesting relationship with metal, which I always find curious, because metal is supposed to control wood, control them. But when you cut down the grass becomes stronger. It like flourishes back. Sometimes you cut the lawn twice a week, sometimes once, it's always coming back. Or weeds, whatever. But even though in their innate nature they can be perceived as soft, when under pressure, they can become they can overcome any obstacle. They're like ivy, they're like vines, they are like weeds that just flourish through. Which weeds, I don't know, sometimes I think we have a weird perception of weeds. They always find their way, they spring out through the cracks of the stones. They're tough to control. So from all the master elements, they are the most skillful. They are survivalists, actually. Survival of the fittest here, because they have a special way of handling the element of metal. Super juicy there, which does represent the law and authority to them, to this day master. So they can be excellent lawyers, public defenders, debaters. They have these excellent skills of arguing. So they're not afraid of the law, usually as long as they're innocent, but even if they're not. So considering that our day is in constant need of seeking attention and admiration, these people are excellent stage performers. They're elegant, resilient, breaking on through the stones like vines, team-spirited, gentle, flexible, but very detailed. So I've already probably said this before, but Madonna has this day master, Hugh Jackman, John Leno, and Yoko Ono, which I found curious. But with the Capricorn moon online, our empathy channel, so our feelings may be louder than usual, distracting us, came up in the cards, the 5 of emotions, small things like spilt milk, may feel like a big thing. So we are growing something from the unseen, the intangible, bringing it into the seen. So the tiniest feelings about something may be naturally amplified, growing into something bigger, manifestations taking form. It goes from energy to matter. So the smallest of a feeling, just the tiniest, may become the biggest of them all during the season of Taurus. So it's like God universe is shedding light on what our heart wishes to manifest. But in the cauldron of our heart, we're kind of learning about our own personal streams of light, feelings, the beacon of who we are and how our personal feelings can affect our self-worth and our self-values. So emotions are like adjectives. They can corrupt the value of anything. So we can one day be in love with somebody, and the next time they hurt our feelings, we actually value them less. That's called pissing on the treasure, by the way. And you are the treasure. And we do not allow any pissy treasure here, okay? No more of that. So feelings are the sum total, if we were going to add them all up, of our soul's vibration frequency. So a low frequency is equal to a low soul garden, a soul equity, a soul feeling. So go inside, go inward to understand your emotional patterns that are leading you to your own personal streams of self-worth. So we can go through many streams, many moods, growth periods, self-worlds, or self-worths in the world, whatever. So our emotional state is always one of our own making in our cosmic soup. So really take the time, take the space, pay attention to where you are contributing your emotional frequencies, those mood changes, and how those results, they're either in feelings of being less or more than valuable, equal to or less than. So be authentic like our day. That is nature. Nature is our soul's authenticity. Be like the grace, feeling it into yourself, streams. See and feel where in your cauldron, your personal streams, that you are generating feelings of self-worth or degenerating feelings of self-worth or values. So raising my values, raising the bar. Sometimes feelings will come up from our past, which is karmic threads. They come in from our subconscious, if you will. And if so, just avoid judging the situation. Instead, respond to your feelings, coddle them, give them a cup of coffee or tea by releasing the fears, the false evidence affecting our realities. So just focusing on the aspects of our life that we already have faith in our garden, making yourself feel blessed, feeling the gratitude of the magical being that we all are. Our feelings often tell us the story about our beliefs that we have of ourselves. What kind, what were the feelings? Was it a kind result of how well we have believed in ourselves? So over time and space, especially during the last year or 2 years, given in how we feel in the moment to moment, what change in our belief within ourselves do we want to make or would we like to make? So just connecting to our feelings, validating them, validating the connection to our own self-worth, our own values, that raises the frequency by feeling better within our own container of our own self-worth, feeling beyond. So in doing so, that's when we're able to make our feelings and anything our heart desires, once we are in touch with them. Taurus is touching, right? It is sensing. And we validate them. We can build them from the ground up, creating a foundation for peace, joy, happiness, love, regenerating and recalibrating those frequencies. So we are kind of learning this connection, the streams between our feelings and our manifestations in those streams. So kind of play around in your cosmic corridor with what you can ultimately create inside of ourselves. You know, these are my virtues, which I always go back to: peace, joy, love, happiness, integrity. So with the day being Earth Day too, I would take some seeds to Mama Earth, Tingon and Timbaloo, the keepers of the earth shrines, offerings of crystals, rice. Rice is actually a metal or mineral grain. Offerings of rice, milk, honey to the earth, fire, invoke creator to bring out the sun. I'm actually going to do that because it is cold here. Our Vom channel is online, so tone the seed sound of Vom to calibrate our emotional field. Be creative, the earth star that we are. So be kind to our inward garden. Be forgiving to ourselves. We are enough, and we are transmuting all of our feelings into our own personal streams of light, allowing the universe to do that. We've got the 3. So I would affirm that I am streaming feelings into streams of personal light. And I will see you on Monday as I have my crazy weekend stuff, which is awesome. And InShalla and Ashe, I'll see you on Monday. Make it a magical Earth Day. Go talk to Mama Earth.